Hello there, Starseeds. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, I am High Priestess Lady Leo, and I have a passion for interpreting energies and helping others their spiritual awakening journeys. If you're turning soul fam, welcome back. I love you. Thank you for being here. This video is going to be about spiritual warfare and some of my experiences with that, some of my stories. A lot of you have been asking about my journey and my experiences, so I'm going to take this time to share that with you. So I've dealt with spiritual warfare, of course everybody does their whole life. It started off with someone giving me the evil eye when I was just a baby, and I got pneumonia, and my grandmother ended up having to do like an egg cleanse on me. Now, my mother had no idea what was going on, okay? Because there was a cultural difference there. But, so supposedly they had to cleanse my energy. Now, when I was younger, I always had like prophetic dreams, and I would just know things. There's just no way I could know, right? I really freaked my parents out. And so I repressed a lot of the different things that I was experiencing, because anytime that I went to someone to talk about it, I was shut down. That's not real, and it was really freaking them out. So my biggest experience with spiritual warfare would be over the last 2 years, when I've needed to push and fight and show up for myself and defend myself the most. Because I started my healing journey, I committed to it 2 years ago. And I feel like there's always been a part of me that's just been an old soul, always had this inner knowing. I've always asked a lot of questions, too many questions, That makes people uncomfortable, especially when you're asking questions that they never even thought to ask, and they don't have an answer for you, It makes them look like they're not intelligent, So they can project a lot of things onto you when you ask a lot of questions. So instead of asking out loud, I decided to just go research it, And the more I researched, the more awakened I'd become, or things would just resonate like, oh, wow, I've really thought about that. This is confirming the things that I've already felt, And then it gets to a point where you can just start confirming people, energies, right? So if you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, then you definitely can pick up on other energies, right? That's your superpower. Your trauma, what that's done to you is given you a superpower. You can pick up on energies in the room around you, You can pick up on energies telepathically or through smells or hearing things, whether that's actually here in the physical or if that's in your mind's ear, or you see things in your mind's eye, You get downloads, right? You can connect with other energies, interdimensional energies, right? I had a lot of paranormal experiences. Anyway, I decided that I was going to commit to reading cards. And I started reading cards because I was terrified of being on camera. Absolutely terrified, okay? I was, worried about the judgment that I would face, especially doing what I was doing. And for being wrong, Either way, the more I put myself out there, the more heat I got. And it was crazy because things would still align for me. It's like the harder I pushed, the more I would show up, the more things would come into alignment for me. And it's like people would just constantly try to throw me off course, off balance. That's why a lot of the decks that I've made they're from my own experiences, right? That's how I get a lot of my downloads, is Spirit gives me an experience with something or a feeling, like in the moment that I was experiencing something. So I do my best to relate to that. I get images and phrases and different things like that. Anyways, putting it all together. However, back to the story. So on my journey, I became very accepting, right? I wanted to shed the ego, but I started seeing people through rose-colored glasses. And I was just really hyper aware of everything, right? But I wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to give them a chance. That's how I am. You have a chance you have free will. You can come to me, correct? You have the ability to do that. You just have to choose it, So I give people the ability to, not the ability, but the option to choose to do that, right? That can cause trouble sometimes because not everybody's all love and light like Lady Leo, okay? They be saying love and light, but they ain't all love and light. Well, some of them hide behind Bible verses, They hide behind their mask. Anyway, there was an entire group of people that started a whole thing, okay? And then the more that I would focus in on it, to really try to figure out is this really happening to me? Is this real, or am I just fucking crazy? The more confirmation I would get that I was right. I'd get a download, I'd go write it down in my notebook, and then sure enough, later that day, that person would say that or do something, or, So I was just constantly getting confirmation, There's one time where I had actually started a, return to sender protection ritual, and I had my candles going, and this is at 9:30 at night. There's no rain. It's during the summer, okay? There's no rain. The skies are clear. And the tornado sirens started going off. And at that time, I heard this loud bang. And I was in the garage, okay? I was in the garage. So I'd run inside and I'd go in my room, and my candles busted. They'd busted. Pushed off the dresser, okay, where they were sitting. And my grandfather's picture had been pushed off of my sacred space. So that just told me, Spirit was giving me a warning about something. Somebody was sending very heavy things to me. They've sent entities. They've tried to send stuff to my kids, tried to mess with my kids in the astral realm. They've messed with my husband, So that's why I'm a big believer in not hexing and cursing people and not sending anything to anybody, because just because it may not affect you in the now, it can affect you later, your generations, right? So when you're going and doing that, you may not be facing that karma in this life, but your kids are gonna inherit it. It's coming back. So I always try to send out love and light. I do return to sender though. So was actually talking about that in my last video. And that's what inspired me to do this one, is because the last video that I posted was just, I don't know, it was just a little odd, especially with the evil eye and lighting candles, and it seemed like there was a group of people, and it just felt very familiar, So anyway, yeah, I had a whole cult that was teaming up on me. So I've learned to keep my space cleansed. I'm constantly cleansing my energy. I'm big on that. I've taught my kids to cleanse their energy. I've taught them ways to take their power back, right? Because none of this stuff actually has power over you if you don't allow it to. It has no power of its own. You have to give it the power, So the more that you're on the healing journey, the more that you heal, the more that you raise your vibration, it can't even, it won't be able to manifest in your reality anymore. And if it does, then it's just an indicator that somebody's doing something to you. Spirit's allowing it to happen to give you warnings and signs. You just got to read your energy. You got to read your environment. Okay. That's another thing why it's important to do the healing journey, right? Because a lot of this is manifested from our own subconscious. So it's important for us to get digging in there and get all that trauma and, low vibrational things out so we can stay balanced. But anyway, so yeah, I would suggest cleansing. If you need indicators of someone sending you icky energy, lighting candles on you, wishing ill will, those sorts of things, trying to speak nasty things into your life. You can tell by things will happen in threes, okay? You can have mishaps with fire, all right? Glass breaking. Let's see. The smell of urine. The smell of sulfur. Let's see. Things tampering with your energy, you know, like paranoia. And that's what's difficult about this, you know, is there's no physical evidence, right? You can't prove it to anybody. You know, you're picking up on it and there's nowhere to go most of the time. So that's why I'm really opening up about this, is because, like, I've experienced it. So I know you're not crazy. I've been through it. So many times that I can just, I've got pretty good at keeping it at bay, you know, for the most part. You know, and I'm human. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I still fall into my ego, you know. So I'm constantly having to work on myself, though, right? I will always be on the healing journey. I will always be, you know, making sure that I'm showing up as the best version of myself every day, you know. And why wouldn't you want to do that for yourself, right? If you can treat yourself that way, you can meet others that way too, you know, show up that way for others. So I hope that this has helped you. I'm trying to think of anything else. You could take spiritual baths, okay, cord cutting, calling on, you know, certain energies that you resonate with. In a recent video that I posted, I showed y'all some of my little figurines and stuff that I use to represent spirit. Let's see. Something about having like it physically up and in your house where you can let go and physically touch it really helps with the psyche, for you to manifest that protection, to connect with spirit, you know. Because it's really a collective consciousness, you know. It's like the Akashic record, just like we're tapping into a certain frequency. So it helps you get on that space where you can tap into that frequency, right? Lots about meditating, cleansing your root chakra, making sure you feel grounded and safe, you know, and secure with yourself, in your energy, in your environment, you know, things like that. Let's see. Black candles are for banishing, so you could get you some black candles and start lighting black candles. You can use white candles for anything, so especially with purity and cleansing. So you could definitely use, I typically use white candles, but if I feel like it's, if I feel like it's pretty bad, like a couple months ago, it was really bad. I was lighting, I feel like somebody doesn't want me to get this out. Spirit, please clear my throat chakra. Please clear my throat chakra. I lost my train of thought. Water can be very cleansing, though. Like I said, the bathtub, spiritual baths. Let's see. Certain essential oils are really good. Eating certain foods are good for protecting yourself. Like, you know, like healthy foods, really about, you know, raising your vibration. You could do teas. Really speaking over your food. Okay, speaking to yourself in the mirror, you know. Like, things that I say are, I am divinely guided every day. I am divinely protected. I am divinely connected. God hired me. Who's going to fire me? You know, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. You know, I was meant to prevail. I am meant to be a light for others. I'm meant to be here. I am on my soul journey. Let's see what else. Oh, when I meditate, when I'm doing protection, I'll put on like songs like that really build my confidence. Like, let's see, you know, the song "Unstoppable" by Sia. Okay, I'll listen to that, and then, you know, she's in the middle of the song. She's like, "I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes." You know, I'm just imagining like I'm an angel, like a warrior angel, like Saint Michael. You know, like rising up with Saint Michael to go, you know, protect myself, protect the world, protect, my home, my loved ones, the collective. I focus on all those things. So, really get imaginative with it. The more playful that you can be, and the more that you release control and just, know that you're protected, and, be intentional on creating that energy for yourself, that really helps. So, what else? Yeah, I already said just drinking lots of water, okay? Speaking over your water too, okay? Water's programmable. So by you speaking over your water, you can just, really talk to your water and say, I'm protected at this time. No evil can touch me, those sorts of things. I am of the light. My angels, ancestors, and spirit guides protect me all day, every day, that types of stuff. So, what else? I'll have to do a whole nother video about my paranormal experiences, but this was really more about spiritual warfare and how you can protect yourself. So, but yeah, it is possible to transfer energy, to send people nasty energy just by speaking it into existence, because that's called spelling for a reason, Kind of like where we got the myth on the candles, right? You make a wish on a birthday candle, make a wish on a star, 1111, make a wish, all those sorts of things. It's all manifestation, right? And I don't know why people get their panties in a wad over it, because we're manifesting whether we purposely do it or not. So why not purposely, create the life that you want to live? If you don't want to experience spiritual warfare, then, be intentional on that. Just talk to spirit, be intentional about it down here, and then bridge the gap between the two of them. And then there you go. You're manifesting it into your reality. So if you like this video, drop down in the comments down below how it helped you, how it resonated with you. I would really love to hear your journey, your story. Maybe I can make this like a little series, especially for you star seeds. Y'all are really going through it with the spiritual warfare. A lot of you are. And it's like the more awakened you become, the more aligned that you get. It's like new levels, new devils, right? All the Decepticons coming in to sway you off your path. And they show up in many different forms. People who pretend to be our friends, people are our own family at work, our coworkers, business partners, bosses, employees that we've hired, So, keep your head up. Keep your thoughts positive the best that you can. Keep on trucking. You're amazing. You're meant to be here. You were meant to be on this journey. God hired you. Who's going to fire you, boo-boo? Them, they have no power over you. So you just claim that, own it, live it, and it is. So mote it be. I love you, I love you, I love you. Love and light.